guy that shows up with, his dick pic.
Right.
He's telling you, it's like, here's my dick. It's like, okay, I rarely got a dick pic, which I was so disappointed because I have such great comebacks for it. But it's just like, I would be like, why are you sending me this? Like, what is this supposed to do here? Like, okay, so you're randomly turned on and you're showing me, are you you're proud of the size? Like, I would ruin it immediately because they want you to be like, ooh, that's amazing. And also it proves they don't know women at all because we are never Googling pictures of dicks on our own time. Like, I've never heard a girl, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just Googling dick pictures. Like said no woman ever, we're not doing that.
When there were conversations around a couple really heavy-hitting authors who had decided to give up six-figure advances to self-publish, that there was a conversation that started on my birthday that year. And I said, by God, I'm going to take this other book that I had written, was a novel about miscarriage. So same subject matter, same ability to sell to these women. And I thought, I'm going to publish it instead of continuing to try to find an agent. And I knew the book was pretty good. Agents had said, I love this. We just don't see it sitting on the shelves. We don't know where it goes. And I'm like, I know exactly where it goes. And it goes into the hands for me, direct selling to these women. And I've done it ever since.
Very next year, everything had changed because so many romance writers who had been kind of the bread and butter of publishing, but they weren't, they were the ones that were just kind of cranking things out, whereas they weren't like the, John Grishams of publishing, right?
Right.
Publishing put all their money on the John Grishams and didn't want to deal with any of the mid-list authors. And so all these romance authors got their rights back to their books and started publishing themselves. And most of them were smart, savvy women who knew what to do and knew how to market and everything, and changed the game overnight. And so the next year at that conference, it was so funny because every year women would just suck up to these people on the panel. And all of a sudden it was like, what have you done for me lately? And it was a really empowering moment to see that, because all of a sudden so many writers woke up and especially, for years, women writers have always been secondary to men. And, you've got men who can write like what's kind of termed dick lit, which is like chick lit only for guys. It's a slacker guy who's unable to commit, who has a lousy job and just floats around. And they would get paid 5 times what a woman would get paid for a chick lit novel, and get much more muscle with the publishing house behind it. And so all of a sudden to see these women just like take the power and do it themselves was great. And by then, and there was one other guy who was a very, very, he'd just done a lot of things in publishing over the years. And he had stood up on a panel and he said, if you're not doing indie publishing right now, the train's going to run you over.
Hi, this is Aime Austin, a host of A Time to Thrill, and what you just heard were excerpts from my conversations with Melissa Ledger, Deanna Roy, and Jenny Gardner. These are the kinds of long-form conversations I have with brilliant women creators. I am the author of Social Thrillers, which are legal thrillers wrapped in a social message, as well as Romance as Jolie Moore. Every month in the first of the month, I release a conversation with a brilliant women creator. I can't wait for you to hear these conversations with women who think deeply, read widely, create prolifically, and are changing the world one by one. Join us.